Hello YouTube fans, here again. My day off work today, so I figure why not do this one. When it comes to Steven Spielberg films, this is another one people remember. I'll give you the two. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, Toasting Toutings of the Third Time. Because of the big success of Boom, 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 Steven Spielberg decided his next project would be Toasting Toutings of the Third Time. Now, at the time, a lot of B movies, a lot of sci-fi films, as we know from the 50s, it was having aliens attacking the world, it was bog-eyed monsters, things like that. And Steven Spielberg didn't want that. He didn't want to make evil aliens, evil Dublin aliens and all that. And when you think about it, he wanted a bit of budget when he did this. I think he was working with Trumbull Pictures at the time. Because of the big success of the Bum Bum being DOS, they decided why not. So they did him a bit of budget. And I've got to admit, for its time, them special effects with the UFOs, flying a toss, everything, it was amazing. It was amazing. Even today, I could be sat there eating my dinner, food could be dipping down my tin. It was mesmerising for that time. It was mesmerising to see them top-notch special effects. Because of Richard Dreyfuss, even though he wasn't the star of DOS, Steven Spielberg decided he'd have him as the father of this film. So that's probably one of the reasons why Richard Dreyfuss didn't prize his role in that film, being DOS 2. So Richard Dreyfuss took on the role. You had other well-known popular actors and actors plays that role. And it's a damn good film. Like I say, the effects, the bit where the police cars are coming across, you've got the UFOs, amazing, just amazing. The practical, the stuff, the model there. Now, when you think about it, sci-fi was a dinosaur in that era, you know what I mean? There was still sci-fi around in the 70s, what was like Hidden Gems, Westworld, Loden's Warn, but not really that many. I mean, most of them like have to do with a top of it universe dying out. It was too predictable. You had shit like Sardos. Some people love that film. To each to every own. I hate that fucking film. I like Sean Connery, may he rest, but I don't know what the fuck he was drinking when he did that film. But you had other films, and sci-fi, it was never that thing. It was only because of the success of Star Wars, which funny enough about the same year, 77. It inspired Steven Spielberg to use this idea, being Toasting Tower into the third kind. I do think originally he was going to use an idea that would later be poltergeist, which will be another debate, another day. But he decided to go for Toasting Tower into the third time. His next big budget, after working with as was his name there, I meant to say George Lucas for Raiders of the Lost Ark. His next big budget film, I meant to say, would have been this film Toasting Toutings. And like I say, I love the effects. And it starts off, you've got Richard Dreyfuss. His wife thinks he's using the pot. His son copies what he does. He's making these mud pies. He's making them look like mountains. And he's the first one to see it. He's in his car. His things going loopy-loo near the car. He sees the UFO. Damn good effect. Even today, a damn good effect. I love the film. I just think it's a definitely made film. Now, I do know they made loads of versions of the film. You had the theatrical, the director's cut, the work print. There's loads of different edited versions of this, just like there's a Blade Runner and other films. Yeah, it's a damn good one. So he meets up with a woman halfway through the film. And if you think you've seen this actress before, may she rest in peace, because I know she's no longer with us. She appeared in Bigfoot and the Andersons. She's one that played the mum in Bigfoot and the Andersons. And all the way through the film, they're trying to investigate. They know there's UFOs. And it's like I said, they're not attacking us. They're not wanting to make World War III like Tacitus, like War of the Worlds, or the time when Earth stood still. It's just like a different norm. They want to take some of the people to their planet and so on. And so that's what they do. And this is the bit where you get the iconic music. Boom, 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 boom. That bit of music. They've got these poles. and speakers, and you've got to have the scientists, the army, and everything, because all the UFOs are coming down. And it's a bit, they've got the music, it's been played that many times, it's been used in advertisements, they've copied it from other films, let's say like the classic Bond movie, Moonraker, and I think a couple of years later, For Your Eyes Only. So they used it in 2 Bond films, that bit of that do 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 do. Iconic, everyone knows it. So I do know they use real little people as the aliens to put on the mask, the makeup, when they were coming down to visit the people. Even today, the effects are impressive. When you think about it, this is E.T. before E.T. And like I say, you got Richard Cyphers, he's a family man, there's a bit anyway, he's got red marks on his face, lots of strange things are happening. Let's not forget the iconic scene when the little boy opens the door, you've got the UFO. The bit where you got the UFO coming down, which everyone knows the iconic poster. And I love the bit where the space staff goes down, Richard Cyphers walks through, and they take him to their planet, and it ends like that. Now, this is one film where Steven Spielberg sort of regretted doing that sort of ending. He wanted to do an ending where maybe he will come back. It never happened. And even he admitted over the years, if he were to do Jokes and Outings today, he would alter the ending. Please, please, with Southern on the top, Steven Spielberg, don't remake this film. Don't do it. It's like hearing rumours fighting me, like rumours that they're going to do a remake of Jaws. Don't do it. Because this film, I do not want to see a remake. This film, even today, them effects, practical effects, muggle work of the space staff. They use little people dressed up as the aliens. And I mean, it's one of them, you could kind of, they were going to do sort of a sequel where they bring back Richard Cyphers' character. He was going to come back to Earth to say everything what happened. But as we know, Steven Spielberg did not like sequels. That's why he didn't do Jaws 2. And there was ideas of doing E.T. 2. Never happened. So it never came to be, but it was one of them. It's one of them, he goes in, the spy saucer fires off, it goes to their planet, and he's thinking, is he going to stay on their planet? Is he going to come back to Earth? It's a testing mark. What's going to happen to Richard? What's his fate? What's his fate after this? Now, do you know there was one version where he goes in the spaceship and you see the inside of the spaceship, you see other aliens and so on. And then there's a version where he goes in the spaceship, you don't see the inside, you just see it far away, and you got a date bit of stored to it. There's 2 edited versions of it. There's a lot of other different versions of how it ends, but roughly it's always the same ending. Richard Cyphers as the dad. It goes in the UFO, it flies away to fucking their planet, and that's how it ends. And it's a dud, and a lot of people don't really think of Jokes and Outings of the third time anymore. And it's always one of these, what would happen if there were life out there, there's different aliens out there, and I'm going sci-fi here, I know it's only a film, but it's one of those where you think, would one day, if there's life out there, would it come to Earth? Would it threaten us? Would it be friendly? Would it be like E.T.? It's one of them films where you use that mark, and I love the effects, I love the muggle work. That's why I don't want to see a remake of this film. Films like this, leave them alone. Leave them alone. Because this film is a classic. I love this film that much. It gets a boom, 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 boom. An 8-star rating for me. You know what? I love it that much. I'll give it an extra 3. So it'll be 8, 9, 10, 11. Hey, don't my maths. It'll be 11-star rating because I love this film. I love it that much. It's damn good and I can watch it today. No matter what version's out there. I mean, I've seen the remastered one. Brilliant. I've seen the director's cut. A few extra bits. Bitty dud. I've seen other bits of versions out there as well. But no matter what version, this to me will always be a classic. You think of Star Wars, you think of Jokes and Outings of the third time, you think of Star Trek, the motion picture, you think of 2000 Space Odyssey. This stands up to all those films. Like I just said, Jokes and Outings of the third time is a classic. I think Steven Spielberg made another dudden. But into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.